Geno Pettis Adventures. I'm still Geno, still my adventures. Today is the first day of the rest of your life, and I have my good friend Felix, and he's going to tell us about safety in Medellin. Go ahead, Felix. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Well, I'm recovering from this, but I'm doing well. And yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
I'm
this
recovering
is
from this.
yeah. I didn't want to be there. I don't want to be there just yet in my life, but maybe later.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think this is a cool topic because I think a lot of people want to know about this
sure
because
they do. I mean, I still have
a
people. I
lot of
still have people being flipped out
people
over
think
safety.
that it's super dangerous and they're too scared. I actually have a childhood friend who told me he won't leave. He lives in New York, and he won't leave New York because he thinks that he travels around America and goes to different parts of the states, but he won't leave New York, and he won't go to other countries. He said he'll go with me, but he won't go to other countries because he thinks it's so dangerous, which it can be. But you always hear in America, I think it's like every other day. I just seen on the news last night because I was up late. It said Chicago for Memorial Day weekend had 45 people shot and 11 people died. So I mean, if you want to talk about dangerous,
Yeah,
just look up
go
the
to
news.
Chicago.
But I mean, it can be dangerous. I mean, I remember the first times I came here, there's a section called Poblado, and I don't think it's dangerous, but I think there's a lot of tourists that stay there and a lot of foreigners. So the people that are looking to rob successfully, they go there. So maybe it feels a little bit more dangerous there. But I think it really just depends on how you move, how you act, how you dress. If you're wearing a bunch of name brand clothing and jewelry, then you're setting yourself up to be a target. But if you wear regular clothes, like a black t-shirt, some jeans, or what you're wearing, you can blend in. Especially if you know Spanish, you equip yourself to be way more elite and diminish your chances of having something happen to you that you don't want it to happen to you. But is it dangerous? I mean, it's in a sense maybe more dangerous than the States, but at the same time, you can find danger anywhere. And I'm in a part of Medellin that doesn't have any tourists. It's far away from El Poblado. Well, not far, but it's you can't walk there. Well, you could, but it's a bit away from El Poblado, and there's no tourists. And I walk everywhere. I never have a problem. I always feel safe. At 9 o'clock at night, I might not walk. But yeah, so I would say just have your guard up. And I found, especially in Medellin, if you stay out the tourist areas, you actually have, which is kind of which is kind of surprising. But if you stay out the tourist areas, you're actually more safe. If you're in the tourist areas, I feel like the people know that you're a tourist and they'll try to get you, whether it's, directly or indirectly. They'll try to get you with, hey, this hamburger is $20 when that hamburger in a city in a part of town where there's no tourists might be $2. Or they'll stick a
Yeah,
knife
that's
in your face and they'll
the
say, hey,
gringo
give me your
effect,
phone.
right?
Yeah, they'll try to rob you one or two ways. They'll stick a knife in your face and say, "Give me your phone," or they'll charge you 10x what it costs. I remember someone said in a Facebook group that they bought a bottle of I forgot what, aguardiente,
Aguardiente.
and
Yeah, it's
yeah, they
like
bought a like vodka or something,
yeah.
and they in Poblado they paid 400K, and in for a bottle, and then that same bottle in like a regular city, like a regular part that there's no tourists was like 80 or 100K.
Yeah.
So yeah, but as far as safety, I mean, just move correctly. If you know how to move, don't dress, don't flaunt, don't
Well,
wear anything crazy, name brand or jewelry. You'll be fine.
well, that's kind of crazy because I can't imagine a guy from New York thinking it's more dangerous somewhere else. I mean,
Yeah,
I would rather go to Medellin or Bogota than go to New York City. I won't go to New York City.
New York
I don't
City
want to go.
is New York City, Chicago. I mean, every place can be dangerous. It's just you just got to know how to move. If you have a little bit of street smarts and you're not an idiot, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
Yeah.
You can't be stupid. You can't have your phone on a stick.
Yeah, if you're holding out a
But you
selfie stick with
probably
your
couldn't put your
iPhone.
phone on a stick in East LA if somebody
Yeah,
steal
yeah,
everything you got.
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I get it kind of, I don't know, kind of rubs me the wrong way. But like out where I live, Felix, across the street, the professor's got his door open. Our door's open. We're going to be chatting out there after a while. Are there robberies and stuff in town? Not very many. But I live out in the country, so the closer you get to the tourist areas, well, it's like, where do you go to hunt elephants, right? You go to where there's elephants. So where do you go to rob tourists? Where there are tourists. I think
Yeah,
I'm probably the only gringo in town here. And I don't look like one. People don't know I'm one. They're not sure where I'm from, but I haven't had anybody try to rob me yet. And I've been
yeah,
here a long time.
it happens. But I mean, just for example, my friend rented an Airbnb in the same building that I'm in, and I remember I forgot what the situation was, but I think he left the door open or something. And the doorman downstairs knew that it was his Airbnb, and he left the door open. Like, sometimes you'll pull the door closed, it doesn't fully lock, so the door popped open. But the people who lived across the hall actually lived there. Like, they lived there. It wasn't an Airbnb.
Yeah.
So they called the people downstairs and was like, hey, can you come up and lock this door? So I ended up locking it because I knew the code and how to lock it. But it's
Yeah.
like, in this, back in the States, you got to make sure you lock your door, put the deadbolt on, have the security on. And like I said,
And they
can it
still rob
happen?
you.
Yeah. And they'll still rob you. But, here it's, and then the fact how nice people are. I remember you seen a video the other day where you said, you were saying good morning to like 3 or 4 people. And I remember when I was back in Fort Lauderdale, maybe just a month ago, I walked into an elevator. I said, good morning. How are you guys? And people looked at me like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah. You
And
gonna rob them?
if you don't, yeah, do I want something? Am I trying to sell them something? And if you don't do that here, you're rude. But if you do that in the States, like people will look at you like, why are you talking to me? So
Here's the scary part about that, Felix, is I noticed in the last few days that like the 15, 14, 15-year-olds, some of them are starting to get like a little edgy and don't say good morning or hello or anything. But if you say good morning or good day, they still will respect you enough to reply, you know.
yeah.
But it's like there's like the shift that happened in the States. It's like you can see a little bit of that kicking in here, or maybe they were just having a grumpy day. I don't know. But I mean, it's like on the last video I did, everybody that went by, they knew I was videoing, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
They all said hello. They all said good morning. They all said good day, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And that's the deal.
I
I sat right in the middle of the park with my camera out on a stick. I mean, somebody could run up from behind me, snatch my camera and go, and probably at El Poblado, they might do that. And where I am sitting in the middle of the park, they're not going to do it.
yeah. I mean, even there, I mean, it just, in my opinion, it feels like people like kind of have their eyes out on you because they know that's where all the like the tourists come.
The rich
But
Americans, right?
yeah,
The
but I mean,
rich
still, I
Americans.
mean, I've never had no problems, and I've gone there. I used to stay there all the times when I first used to come to Colombia. But I mean, I think people just are like almost ignorant because they still think that it's like narco land. Like, dude, that's like 30 years ago. Does it happen? Are there drugs here? Yeah. Are there drugs in Brazil? Are there drugs in Argentina? Are there drugs in Europe? Yeah. But are there drugs in America? Probably the most
Are
in
the
the
drugs in Texas?
yeah, there are probably more drugs in America than anywhere in the entire world. So it's just like people are, I think people, I don't know if I heard this from you, I heard it from somebody else. People in America think that the only country, it's like people in North Korea. Like people in North Korea, I remember I've watched videos where it's like people defect from North Korea, and people in North Korea think that the only country in the world is North Korea. They don't even know that there's other countries. They don't know that there's maybe they do, but they don't know there's South Korea. They don't know that they don't know anything else besides North Korea. It's the same thing in America. People who live in America, they don't know that anything else exists. And if they
Or
do
that
know it,
anything else is good.
Yeah, anything else
think,
is good. Yeah, that's probably a better term. They don't know anything else is good, and they don't even go to try. The closest thing they'll do is they'll jump to another city, or they'll jump to, I live in New Jersey, let me go to Pennsylvania. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, cool. So you feel totally safe? Not totally safe,
yeah,
but
yeah,
safe.
I mean, I've never
Because I
really
get a lot
felt.
of. Go
I've
ahead.
never felt like in danger.
I
Never.
get a lot
Like,
of that still, Felix, on my channel. People tell me are scared and how they're going to throw us out of the country and how it's awful and da 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 na 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 na. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, boys and girls, but it ain't that bad here. And if it
no, I
was,
mean, I walk to the
we,
grocery
we
store.
would tell you. We would tell
I
you if
walk
it
to
was
the
horrible.
grocery store. I pretty much walk everywhere. If I need to take an Uber, like yesterday, I walked, I don't know, maybe a mile to this place to get some ice cream with my girl, and just walked there.
Yeah.
Walked and walked. Did I walk back? Yeah, I walked back. So it's like people are so petrified when it's just like. And now I'll give it to you. The first time I came here, I did feel a little scared because I didn't know one word of Spanish. Not scared, but I was just like a little on edge. I didn't know one word of Spanish. But now, like, especially where I live now, if I look over my, computer, I could see people walking everywhere. But where I live now, there's no tourists. I might see a tourist every once in a while.
Yeah.
So
Here
that's
too.
the part I like. I don't ever see them. So, that's kind of cool. And but as far as danger, no, not at all. Can it happen? Yes. Don't be
You bet. You bet.
naive, but don't be naive. Don't be naive on both sides of the spectrum. Don't be naive that it can't happen, because it can, and don't be naive that you don't even try and check it out because you think that as soon as you land, you're going to get someone to stick a gun in your face. Because to be honest, people have guns, but it's not like America. You can't just walk into a store with an ID card at 18 years old and buy a pistol or buy a rifle. In America,
Or
you
a
could go in
shotgun
and
or anything for that matter.
you could buy a police rifle at 18 years old. Can you, or do you need, or can you buy a rifle at 18? Because I know you could buy a pistol like in Texas.
And if you want to do the background check and pay the money for the licenses, you can get a full-blown machine gun.
Yeah,
You can
that's
get
ridiculous.
a 50 caliber sniper rifle. I mean,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I'm sure with the proper licenses still, you can buy explosives, you can buy whatever you want. I mean,
yeah, but why does somebody need a rifle? Like, I'm all for, having a pistol or having a shotgun, but why do you need an automatic rifle?
well, because I don't want you to get that close.
Yeah, but
We'll save that one for another. We'll save that one for another time, Felix.
Yeah.
What was I going to tell you? Oh, I bring people come and I bring them from the airport and I get them in hotels and I won't mention who, but the other day they got so lax because I was watching them that they started doing dumb stuff like opening your wallet at the market and pulling out cash when you got a bunch more cash in your wallet. You don't ever do that. You wouldn't do that in New York or Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You have to carry a 20 on one side and your money on the other side, but don't be opening your whole bank roll up in public. It's just, just comes up under the heading of stupid.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mr. Felix, thank you very much for filling us in on.
If they're coming to your area, like Bucaramanga and San Hill,
Mm-hmm.
they even have less to worry about, in my opinion, because it's like I feel like those areas, and I could be wrong, I feel like those areas have like way more safe. Could it happen? Yeah, but in my opinion, I think those are way more safe because when there's a lot of people coming from other countries, that's when people know, okay, we're going to get these people. They're foreigners. Let's get them. But if you go to San Hill, I think you'll be fine. But I appreciate you having me on the channel. Check out my new channel. It's called The Giant Traveler. I make videos about Medellin, and next year I'm going to start traveling to a bunch of other countries. So check me out and show you guys a little bit of what Medellin is like.
Thanks, Felix. I appreciate it. So remember, it's still the first day of the rest of your life, and if nothing changes,
nothing
changes. So God bless, Felix. We'll see you
On the flip side.
brother.